you're back. Right, OK, where were we? January. Season restarting after a winter break and all to play for. The team made their way back from the Florida sunshine to find themselves sitting proud at the top of the table. 9 points clear of Hibs and a staggering 12 ahead of another Glasgow team. The first challenge after the break was Stranraer in the Scottish Cup. The media took a certain glee in reminding us of the devastation that was the Inverness-Cali match last time round, as if it wasn't already preying on our minds. But any pre-match nerves were quickly dismissed as the Celts romped home, keeping us well on course for a domestic treble. On top of that, the game saw the welcome return of Paul Lambert, who'd been sidelined with a stress fracture since November.
Temporarily down to 10 minutes. And he is! McNamara clearly claims Celtic's second early in the second half.
It's a terrific finish from McNamara.
Thompson. Sutton. One of those little layoffs again for Henrik Larsson. He can't get a glimpse of goal. Bobby Petter did though. Oh, it's an own goal from Knox. Oh, it gets even worse for him. What a shame for Keith Knox. Oh, Moravcik could be in here. He's on his own, although Lennon arriving. Moravcik goes for goal himself. Oh, and it's squeezed past Mark McGeough and in. And Celtic have a fourth through Lubomir Moravcik.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can take it on either side. He's so good with either foot. Quite happy to go onto his left side here.
When the old firm come to Edinburgh, it always raises the stakes.
A bit of a media circus had developed over whether Lambert and Neil Lennon could play together in the same team. But the first league clash since the restart put paid to any doubts. We now had a partnership in midfield, as formidable as Larsson and Sutton up front.
I think we both bounce off each other, got a good understanding already. Great to play with, proof's in the pudding really, as I said all it would be, and I'm really enjoying playing alongside him, and I hope he is with me.
Oh, and Larsson only went and bagged another hat-trick.
Well, the free kick towards Sutton, and what a start for Celtic. Just the start they wanted, and Larsson has struck. Thompson, he skipped away from Tomaszek. Thompson centre, and look who's in there! That is brilliant! And Celtic clinically claim their second goal, and it's a double for Henrik Larsson.
Came out of nothing. It's the same combination as well. Alan Thompson did so well. Little change of pace on the halfway line to take him clear on the left-hand side. Has a look up and a look at Larsson coming blindside over Grant Murray here. Half a yard is all he needs, and that is a magnificent finish with the outside of his right foot.
Larsson looking to get away. He's got Didier Gap away to his right-hand side. He might well bring him into it. He does. A Gap's cross. Larsson for a hat-trick! He's done it! 3-0. A hat-trick for Henrik.
Tell you what, he adjusts his position here about 3 times when a Gap looks up. Watch Larsson's movement here. He goes front post first of all, checks out, then drops off.
The crest of that particular wave took us to the CIS Cup semi-final and a meeting with Rangers at Hampden. After being beaten back in November, some had the other lot down as overwhelming favourites, but this Celtic team were beginning to show that they really were something special.
Thompson again. It's a vicious looking one off the bar, and that's it. Vega comes up there, gets his head to it. And Sutton puts the ball in the back of the net. The Celtic end erupts. Good work by Vega initially. There's the header up the bar, and Sutton, nobody covering him. Celtic are 1 up. Well, there's, I think, the referee is saying that's the second goal. Larson follows through and gets a second goal as the youngster Robert Malcolm was left stranded there on his own against the most lethal attacker in the United Kingdom. And he got in such a tangle. Perfectly correct decision by the referee. There's Wilson getting away with it. Penalty awarded. A penalty awarded for that challenge by Wilson. Then it goes there and he's leaning into him. And the referee has awarded a penalty for that. Larson burrowing his way in there. And this could put it beyond Rangers at this stage in the game. Larson to take it. That's it. 3-1. And he's much more delighted now.
Yeah, he's gone for power and accuracy. Actually, he's kept it down low. Stefan Kloss has guessed the wrong way, and he's tucked it in the corner there.
Almost a replica of Albert's penalty himself. And now Rangers really have their very difficult task to pick this one up.
Being 2-0 up so early as we were last night, we sat back and let them come onto us, and they're good players and they keep the ball well. But I thought certainly at 3-1, well, even through most of the game, they weren't really penetrating, and I don't think Jonathan Gould had really a save to make. I think they had the penalty and that was about it, and a couple of crosses. But so I mean, for myself and Henrik, it is hard work in the fact that we have to, do a lot of running, certainly across the back. But I mean, it's not a problem when you're 2-0 up, against Rangers. You seem to find it, a bit more.
And so Celtic secured their first victory over Rangers in the League Cup competition for 19 years. Well, we started this season breaking records. It was just good manners to keep the habit going. The CIS clash was in fact the first of a double header with Rangers. The tally for the season so far was 2-1 in our favour. And of course we were determined to make it a treble of victories over them. Up popped Alan Thompson and hey presto, we're 12 points clear at the top of the table.
16 minutes gone. Still no goals. Larsson's flick to Sutton. Henrik Larsson again. Here's a chance. And Celtic will open the scoring. And it's Alan Thompson. Celtic picked a hole in the centre of the Rangers' defence. And it's Thompson who makes it 1-0.
We're in a final and we're going well in the league at the moment, but there's a long way to go. We've had a good run. We're still waiting for a patch where things don't go quite so well, and I'm sure that time will come. But it's how we get through that patch, which we'll see. How we're going to go.
There's no letting up. It's no as if every game looks like they're going to battle it, and it will be a battle. They'll not be beat. Definitely.
The dressing room spirit now is just, absolutely good, because obviously when last season and this season, personally I can feel a big change. Everybody's just happy to come in and do a good job and work hard and put a lot of effort in the training sessions, and there's a lot of happy feelings when you get into the dressing room, and it's just been good.
I think at times we haven't played particularly well in one games, and being effective for me is more important than than playing pretty stuff every week and winning a game here and there and playing great stuff. But some of the away games we've got through this season has been vital for us to be in the position we're in.
But everybody, as I said, is in it together, and we know what we can do. And obviously we showed on that Sunday that we can beat Rangers. Obviously they're still a very good side, the best team, still but we've got so many good players, and we've got a chance. We've proved that we can beat them. So we've got obviously a good chance to to go and get the championship this season.
Certainly at the start of the season, I think even to get really close to Rangers would have been a big improvement on last season anyway. But having said that, the position we're in, it would be very tough to take. Not winning the league from the position we're in at the moment. So I think all the players are focused. We're confident, but I don't think there's any complacency in the dressing room.
Because I like the spirit. Even I see it when maybe we've went a goal down. When you'd maybe last year, years before, they just have sunk into it and say, oh hey, but they're coming back and coming back strong, and that's what I like. And they've been told. There's a lot of passion there as well, and you can feel it, aye. Because I think the man knows what he's doing. I think Martin O'Neill definitely does. A lot of jokes doing in him.
I betted myself in for a 38-game season, and I expected to go right to the wire.
Martin O'Neill continued to be cautious, but around the stadium you could already hear the dulcet tones of Champion, Champion.
Valharan, Vegan and Sutton all there.
There was hardly time to gather our emptied champagne bottles, and it was straight back into the cup action and a few anxious moments at East End Park. A Larson double had looked certain to ease us into the next round, when a late equaliser from Barry Nicholson forced a replay.
Alan Thompson, whose free kick set up Celtic's goal. Left by Larson for Sutton, and Henrik Larsson surely now wins the game for Celtic. 2 minutes left, and a brilliant exchange between Larsson and Sutton. Henrik Larsson's second goal of the game, and you would imagine there's now no way back for Dunfermline. Chris McGrorty took a good deflection for Dunfermline. Barry Nicholson! It's 2-2!
Martin again reiterated his adage that we shouldn't run before we could walk. The more nervous of us shuddered a little in the wake of the great man's warning. It fell to Lubo Moravcik to step up against Motherwell and steady our nerves. A beauty of a free kick late on in the match bagged us 3 vital points, ahead of what was bound to be a difficult tie against Hibs 4 days later.
It's taken by Moravcik. Wonderful goal by Lubomir Moravcik. That is absolutely stunning. I said it would take something special, and it is.
Big Swede Johan Mjalby got us off the mark in the first half, but a late equaliser from Libra denied us 3 points and also cost us our unblemished home league record.
In it goes from Thompson. Larsson's header off the line, but Johan Mjalby is there in the right place at the right time. Celtic march on.
Stuart Lovell's unlucky because he does so well here. Henrik Larsson just drifts off Gary Smith. Lovell does well, but it falls beautifully there. Good delivery, as I said there, by Thompson. Larsson up so well. Well, a dream chance.
Lovell. Satelli. Oh, it's going to come through to Libra. What a chance for Mark Libra to equalise. He has taken it. It's Celtic 1, Hibs 1. And Celtic have lost their 100% home record. They have been held by Hibs.
Still, with a game in hand, we were 13 points clear of Rangers, who had moved above Hibs into second position. The beginning of March was packed with great action. We were faced with another doubleheader, this time against Dunfermline. In the first of the 2 encounters, we put 3 past the pars in the league. The third being Neil Lennon's first for the club. And then, only 3 days later, back at Parkhead, any fears of an exit from the Scottish Cup were firmly dismissed.
And it is! Vega opens the account, standing virtually on the goal line. Moravcik, that's a dangerous looking one, and Vega gets it in!
I'm more than delighted to score, but my first priority is to defend well for the team, and I think the scoring is for me like a bonus.
A double-double from Vega and Larsson paved the way for a quick turnaround and a quarter-final tie at home to Hearts just 4 days later.
Well, I think you put your mortgage on Henrik making this again. Well, that's it. I think there was never any doubt after that third goal, but it's all over now.
One goal was enough to take us to the semis, but with the final of the CIS Cup just around the corner, injuries to Sutton, Pettit and Mjallby were a big worry for us all.
Larsson's layoff. Petrov to Thompson. That's a nice touch from Alan Thompson. Time to measure the cross. And what a header from Henrik Larsson. The deadlock is broken 5 minutes from half-time. Hearts have kept Larsson at bay so far, but finally Larsson hits the mark. Well, it's been coming, hasn't it? And Thompson, his crosses just have been getting better and better. He looks up and he picks his spot, and who better to put it onto the head of than Henrik Larsson, who makes absolutely a superb header into the far corner. Niemi really can't do anything about that one.
But nobody could have predicted the shocking injury that would befall Stillian Petrov only 3 days later against St Johnstone. At a rearranged match at Perth, Stillian suffered a horrific leg break similar to Henrik Larsson's fracture in Lyon the season before. It was a devastating blow to the youngster, the team and his supporters ahead of Martin O'Neill's first cup final in charge.
With this left foot that he's about to take. Corner with... Ooh, that's in, yes! Johnson gets his 5th goal of the season, and that's why Celtic are so punishing of defences. They have so many men at the corner kick to be covered by defence, and maybe their eye were on other people, and instead Johnson. That's a ball. Stops it again, it's there! Henrik Larsson! He does this with unfailing regularity, even though he must be one of the most marked men in Scottish football. You could call him almost the invisible man in the penalty area because he pops up when least expected by the opposition. Challenge there, and Weir went down heavily, and I think Petrov didn't like that either.
Yeah, Petrov was pointed to the bench almost immediately there. He looks to be in some discomfort. His right ankle, we can see it again. Yep, he's 2 in 1.
I actually think he was filling his cap as well, Tony.
A very worried looking Martin O'Neill there, it has to be said. Brian Scott and Roddy McDonald on the field as Stan Petrov is strapped to the stretcher. This is a very, very worrying time. Petrov, whatever is wrong with him, recognised it right away.
Season started really well for me, not just for me, for all team. When Martin O'Neill gave me a chance, I show what I can do, and I'm happy because the supporters start to believe me. It's really bad when I broke my leg, but nothing I can do. That is just part of my job, and I need to go through in that. Oh, that is a really good example for me. Look at Henry, when he back from the injury, he just broke all records here. And also I can do that as well. But it's a really good example for me, and I try to do the same.
Despite the shock, the 3 points were secured and the championship was edging ever and ever closer. But before that, we had our first chance to grab a piece of silverware and number 1 of the treble.
Well, he had that one little fumble. Apart from that, he's been quite excellent. They're all in there, it's in! Larsson's done it! The deadlock has been broken inevitably. The man scoring his 45th goal of the season. And Hampden erupts in green and white as the Swedish international, in a congested goalmouth, finds a space to put it away.
Well, once again, for Celtic, it has happened so often this season. We've got the breakthrough from a set piece. It was a short corner. Moravcik put in a good ball. The big bodies compiling in. And as usual, Henrik Larsson right on his toes there. Still a bit to do. Gets his body turned and puts it into the bottom corner, giving Gordon Marshall no chance.
Three players going for it, a little bit of congestion again. Here's Moravcik. Henrik Larsson was screaming for it, but he let fly. He does, he's done it again! Quite amazing the way he took that. And with great elegance and precision, just flighted that above everybody else into the back of the net. Look at the way he did that. Oh, it's a deflection. He gets the aid of a deflection. That's a ball played to him. He's left on his own. Scooped it up, and unfortunately for Chris Innes, off his foot into the back of the net. And neither Celtic nor the supporters will be worried about the in-off. Larsson goes away again. This could be the hat-trick coming up. It is. He did that beautifully eventually. All the length of the field, he didn't panic. As many a player would have stumbled or lost his conviction, leaving McGowan for dead, and then watch this little deception there before tucking it away.
Well, if there's an element of luck about his second goal, there's certainly no element of luck there. He's run half the length of the pitch, and absolutely magnificent composure when he gets in there. Gordon Marshall has come out just at the right time to try and narrow the angle and force him into shooting. He just rolled his foot over the top of the ball, took it to his left and rolled it into the empty net. A fitting goal for a cup final.
The final whistle goes and Martin O'Neill has picked up his first trophy in Scotland. But surely all lovers of this club will savour the individual performance of that man there, Henrik Larsson.
The match was certainly not without incident, but the trophy was ours, and Larsson's hat-trick kept the record-breaking tradition going. Martin O'Neill certainly had us up for it.
The broad smile on the face of Neil Lennon there as he comes forward with the rest of his Celtic players. Hughes Valheeren wasn't put under any great pressure today. Now Paul Lambert, Mr. William Tucker of the CIS, presenting the cup. One of the great moments to stand up there at Hampden Park and raise the cup. Well, there's Jonathan Gould. Yes, special cheers, I imagined, for that man. And Tommy Boyd, who come on at the very last. Great Celtic captain in the past.
A hat-trick in a final, you must be delighted with the performance.
Yeah, obviously I'm pleased. I think that was a great result for us. They made it very hard for us today, and we managed to get the first goal, and then we got a second one when we most needed it because Chris was sent off, and then once it was 3, then the game was finished.
It's fantastic. It's really fantastic. The players were absolutely magnificent from start to finish. It's been a long, long season for them. They've been leading the league for months and months and months. It was a difficult one today, but they were fantastic.
It's the first trophy. Everybody's thinking about the treble. This must be a tremendous boost for all the boys.
It's fantastic. I mean, a lot of pressure on it, the new manager and everything come in, but all credit to everybody at the club for the manager right down. They've worked very hard.
And a tribute to the manager, he's turned this club around.
For God's sake, unbelievable what he's achieved, and hopefully can continue.
The tension before the Aberdeen game at Pittodrie was immense. If they won, Celtic would be only 180 minutes away from clinching their first league title for 2 years. It may have been April Fool's Day, but any joke was on the Dons.
Well, Aberdeen are actually unbeaten in 6 league games, but this is the ultimate test for them against the runaway leaders, the champions-elect, Celtic. Although Rangers have had their injury problems, obviously, this season, still can't take anything away from O'Neill's achievements. Now, Didier Gat, he turns! He scores! A breakthrough for Celtic! And they are closing in on the Scottish Premier League title.
Well, he hasn't been in the game, Ian, but what a contribution to make when it really mattered by Didier Gat. I think eventually this goes through the legs of Jimmy McAllister. Ryan Essen wrong-footed. You see McAllister, he's tight on him. Quick spin there by Gat, and the shot caught Ryan Essen on his heels.
Lambert. It's all over. Martin O'Neill edges closer to the championship. Job done in Aberdeen tonight, but they were certainly made to work hard for it.
The atmosphere at the final whistle was just incredible. For 20 minutes after the end of the match, the fans danced in the seats, much to the admiration of Martin O'Neill.
Well, do you think these fans are celebrating now? You wait till you see them next Saturday, if it does happen that way. It finishes at Pittodrie. Aberdeen 0, Celtic 1.
So the treble really was on. The CIS Cup was won, the league was within grasp, potentially before the SPL split, which would be an incredible feat, and the semi-final of the Scottish Cup lay ahead against Dundee United. Was even the ever-cautious Martin O'Neill beginning to think what just one short year ago would have been the unthinkable? This was to be one of the biggest weeks in Celtic's history. The objective was straightforward enough. Beat Dundee midweek, and then victory over St Mirren on Saturday would mean securing the title in front of a home crowd before the split. At the Dundee game, the fans were treated to the first airing of the new home strip. A bad omen? Not likely. But the Dark Blues were not going to give in that easily.
Great positioning again. And in it goes, that's it! Johnson! He did brilliantly to get away from his marker and put that away. Great positioning by Larson to start off with. There was still a lot of work to be done with it. Matera, Arbito. Then Sanzi. Driven in, and that's it. Sarah equalises. Now what kind of response can Celtic show for that? That's a decent one, it's away, just off the line, it's in. Yolby's done it. Park head erupts as Yolby puts that away. And I make it 8 minutes remaining. The corner was a goal. Celtic are one game away from the championship.
On the final whistle, Paradise was on its feet. The roar must have been heard for miles. This had to be one of the tensest games of the campaign. But in true Celtic fashion, the boys battled on. So desperate were we to win the title at home. The championship was coming back to Celtic Park. We just had 3 days to stock up on champagne and assorted other bevy before the tie against St Mirren, in a game we had to win to secure the title on the day. The sun was shining and the stadium was full, with one or two familiar faces in the crowd.
Celtic are after their first treble for 32 years. At the moment, it's 1 down, 2 to go. By 3 o'clock, it could be 2 down, 1 to go. A 37th League Championship beckons.
It may not have been the most polished display of football in the afternoon, but Geordie Tommy Johnson pulled a little something out of the bag to clinch the title for us, even if it was on the second attempt.
And Larson, it opens up for him unselfishly to Tommy Johnson! Johnson gets the party going! Celtic have turned up for their date with destiny!
Well, it took him a long time to get it in the net, but relief all round here for the 60,000 crowd. Larson unselfish, could have released the shot himself. Terrible touch from Tommy Johnson. And he does well enough for the second attempt. And this is a game, well, it doesn't matter how it goes in this afternoon as long as it goes in. And at last, some of the pressure is off Celtic.
After that, we just couldn't wait for the match to end. But eventually, when the final whistle did go, the celebrations could begin in earnest.
Their time has come. Their time is now. Celtic are champions of Scotland for only the second time in 13 years. Martin O'Neill has won the league in his first season. An amazing achievement. Just as he did at Leicester, O'Neill has turned an ordinary team into an extraordinary team. A team of winners. A team of title winners. For once, the Hoops have lived up to the hopes of their faithful followers who right here, right now, are having the time of their lives. And still they dream of a tremendous treble. The League Cup is theirs, the League Championship is theirs. 2 down, 1 to go. What a difference a year makes. Last season, Celtic finished 21 points behind Rangers. Today, they have moved 22 points ahead of them. And just get a load of this.
Stand up for the champion. 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 Stand up. One more time, Tom Boyd. And play silence, this is the bit we're waiting for.
I think I would like to thank two sets of people. I would like to obviously thank you for your massive support. This is one of the great days of my life. The truth of the matter is this year, we could not have won this without the players. Thank you very much.
And so the league was won, and we were 21 points clear of Rangers. And the partying continued well into the night, here and around the world.
I feel happy. I mean, we won the championship today, so what more can you ask for?
No, it's very, very hard, but...
Won the league! We won the league!
Most important thing is we won it, and absolutely delighted. Brilliant.
Just phenomenal.
No, it's as a player, you always want to win as much as possible when you play for your club. And this is my second championship medal here at Celtic, and this always feels as good as the first one.
I'm happy that I finally won a prize. You know, I mean, it's the first big prize I've won in my career, so I'm really happy.
You know, to walk out, when I walked out first of all as manager away back when we played Bordeaux, you know, to a great welcome, and you could never believe in your wildest dreams it could end like this.
It's because they play like gentlemen and they play fast and furious. There's nobody can beat them.
Yeah, it just shows you a turnaround a year makes. You know, last year we were all saying we're 5 years behind Rangers, so you know it's funny how things turn around.
All of a sudden you're saying to yourself, wee ticker's going, and you say, is the party going to be spoiled? But fortunately it hasn't been spoiled.
Undertaking all the hopes and the dreams of the support, the pressure that goes with it, and they've handled it absolutely magnificently. And also the most important people of the lot is the supporters. Tonight I'm just one of them and just as happy as any Celtic supporter.
They're coming here to Scotland, Dale Winton, Pavarotti, Domingo and Carreras, and it's called 3 tenors and a 9 bob note.
With the league competition wrapped up, the champions travelled to Hampden to face Dundee United in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. The Tangerines had had a good spell recently, so would be no pushover, even for the champions. Or so the pundits said.
Does well to swing it in, Larsson with a diving header! Marvellous goal from Henrik Larsson!
Well, they obviously hadn't reckoned on Henrik Larsson. The Super Swede maintained his record in breaking records when he glided past Charlie Nicholas's long-standing goals tally, taking him to a post-war record of 49 goals in one season.
Lovely cross in there from Chris Sutton, but what about the timing of the run from Henrik Larsson?
Larsson's Leo. There's Thompson to Larsson again. The turn, is that a penalty? Yes, says the referee. He turned inside and he was caught by Danny Griffin.
Yeah, Larsson really positive, and I don't think there's any doubt that there was a triangle.
And Henrik Larsson has already scored 2 penalties in the Scottish Cup. Up he comes and makes it number 3 from the penalty spot in the Scottish Cup. He makes it 2-0 to Celtic, and he takes his goal tally to 49 for the season. It's a post-war record.
With Jackie McNamara slotting home the winner, we were holding course for the first domestic treble since 1969. Sometimes the pundits should pay more attention to us fans. The 22nd of April, in case you've forgotten, well, perhaps you have, it was quite a week after all, and it was party time again, as we all awaited the arrival of this, the championship trophy! Oh, you beauty! The match against Hearts was simply the pre-entertainment for the celebrations to follow. Although majestic as ever, Lubo made sure we wouldn't forget the fixture.
Johnson for Henrik Larsson, and he's put it through to Moravcik. He came off the bench to make the difference. Lubomir Moravcik finally breaches Hearts.
Well, it's a terrific feed, first of all, from Tommy Johnson. He had a delightful reverse ball, not for the first time tonight. Moravcik had carried his run forward. Still a bit of work to do through in the goalie, but well, he's got all the composure and the technique in the world to finish this off, and he makes a very good job of it.
And the good times started to roll.
For only the second time since 1988, the Scottish Premier League trophy is coming to Celtic Park. Even when the Celtic fans were suffering, they were singing, you know, walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. Nobody here is walking alone, because Celtic are the champions. On this day a year ago, Celtic drew 1-1 with Hibs, a result which handed the title to Rangers. Celtic were in disarray, but from a season to forget to a season to remember. It's been said before and it'll be said again. What a difference a year makes.
No one gave them a chance at the start of the season, no one at all. And they have been absolutely magnificent. They've been the best team in the country by a long, long way.
Henrik Larsson's contribution has been gigantic. Didier Agat played such a prominent part too. Been out injured for a while. How about this man? Listen to the reception for Stilian Petrov. And Alan Stubbs, who won his battle with cancer.
Brilliant. What a sight that is, he.
Morten Weghorst suffered from a terrible brain virus.
Wonderful, Ian. And wonderful to see him back in training this week for the first time as well. We wish him well.
Here comes the main man though, Martin O'Neill, with John Robertson and Stevie Walford. Martin O'Neill has transformed this famous club. We shall not be moved has been the rallying call from the Celtic fans all season, but they'll be moved in a different way now, moved by the emotion of all this, by seeing their team, their heroes, crowned champions. Will be in no hurry to go home, despite the atrocious weather in Glasgow this evening. They're going to stick around for a while. They're going to be singing in the rain.
These guys will be back in pre-season training before they know it, and it'll be game on again, so they really have to make the most of this and enjoy it.
And Rangers will be back at them next season, make no mistake about that. An honourable mention too for Hibs this season. They gave it a go and were wonderful to watch, but it's time to forget the rest and take a look at the best.
Sensational. Before we got to the cup final, we had a small matter to deal with in the league. The final Old Firm match of the season, and at Fortress Ibrox to boot. It had been 7 years since we'd beaten Rangers on our home turf, and on that basis, there were doubts we could do it. What? Us beat Rangers at Ibrox? Well, aye. We'd already thumped them 3 times this season. And what a match.
Lennon's free kick. Larsson into the path of Lubomir Moravcik. He's through! And he scored! And it's 1-0 to the champions! And it's little Lubo!
Oh, Henrik Larsson does magnificently, and to hold it up under pressure from Bert Kontum, and needed a bit of support. It came from Moravcik, who was prepared to get forward and help him. And from there on in, he had the composure to pick his spot.
Maloney's flick. Oh, Moravcik's going to be in again here. Where are Rangers? Lubomir Moravcik. Is he going to get a second? You better believe he is. It's a double for Moravcik, and Celtic are heading for their first win over Rangers at Ibrox for 6.5 years.
I couldn't have showed any more composure in. Wonderful finish by a wonderful footballer.
Away by Ferguson. Here's Tugai. Oh, Tugai stumbled. McNamara slips it through. Henrik Larsson round the keeper. The angles have been acute, but that doesn't matter. He's done it. It's a fabulous 50 goals in a season for Henrik Larsson, and that is the perfect end to a perfect day in a perfect season.
Tugai caught in possession. Jackie McNamara looking for a runner. Larsson shows enough composure to go round the keeper, tucks it away, and well, I think we've used all the adjectives for this man, Ian. And once again, it's a special finish from a very special striker.
It's all over. The Celtic fans must be wondering if it can get better than this, but they will know that it can, because they have the Scottish Cup final coming up in a month's time.
2 sensational goals for Lubo the Magician, and Henrik Larsson, King of Kings, scoring his 50th of the season. Unbelievable. Rangers nothing, Celtic 3. 3 goals in our 3rd league victory over Rangers in this treble winning season. That has a wee ring to it, don't you think?
SPFA Premier League winner, the man that makes it look so easy, Henrik Larsson.
In a great finale to the day, Henrik Larsson was awarded Players' Player of the Year, and Stilian Petrov was awarded Young Players' Player of the Year. A truly fitting tribute to 2 of the shining lights of the campaign. What a season. It just couldn't possibly get any better, could it? Wait a minute, of course it could. We still had the Scottish Cup final to come and the chance of the first treble in 32 years. And as for the league, well, the title might have been, but there was still all to play for. We were going for as many points as we could possibly get. The next tie at Easter Road was blessed with warm sunshine and the return of Alan Stubbs from his devastating illness.
And a wonderful reception there for Alan Stubbs from both sets of supporters.
The Big Scouser needed just 1 match to earn his championship title badge, and he did that in true Stubbsy fashion, heading home a great goal in a 5-2 victory over a team who had caused us more problems than anyone else this season.
Crouching again. And in hard, it's in! Yes, the final touch there by Jackie McNamara, I think. He got in. And that goal was very poorly defended. Here's the shot. Driven in hard. And there's Jackie McNamara getting credit for that one. Boyd, by that goal he scored. Almost got through. Thompson, good play. Egat. He'll fire one in, and it's just taken there. I think the goal's been awarded, yes. McNamara again, would you believe? Colgan went for that, couldn't grip it. I know the Hibs players looked towards the referee, but Jackie McNamara scoring a couple, his 6th goal of the season. And a long time since Jackie has scored 2 for Celtic in a 1 game. Very careless Hibs in midfield. They could be punished for it. Looks as if they might be. And that's in, yes! The 3rd goal. He hasn't been in the game all that much, but he doesn't need to be when he can accelerate like that, get away from defenders. And that all stems from really shocking slack play by Hibs in midfield. Colgan did get his hand to it. In again. Alan Stubbs marks a remarkable comeback to football with a goal which delights that support. Crouching, shouting for it. And gets away. Oh, great play by Moravcik, yes! Great goal by Moravcik. Now that was all about professional control and discipline. He might have been once or twice in that run.
Unfortunately, for the last 2 league fixtures, we experienced the unfamiliar taste of defeat, so we'll forget about that. But there was also the warm recognition of promise for the future and the airing of a confident young side with Jamie Smith, Colin Healy, Mark Fotheringham and Sean Maloney all coming into their own. We may not have reached the dizzy heights of 100 points in a season, but after the campaign we've had, what we're long going to remember is the day we won the championship. There's another day this season that will live with us all forever. Sadly, and to the shock of everyone, Celtic legend and Lisbon Lion Bobby Murdoch died after a short illness on the 15th of May, aged only 56. Bobby was a monumental ambassador for Celtic and will be sorely missed by his family, his fellow Lisbon Lions, and all the Celtic supporters who delighted with his outstanding performances during that great era of Jock's team.
Treble. Murdoch. It's goal! Celtic has scored! The goal, and without a doubt, the European Cup is on its way to Glasgow.
Bobby was a huge Celtic fan and would have loved to see the boys secure the treble. He will always be remembered.
Thanks, Steve. Good evening, everyone. So a night that was meant to bring so much joy to Celtic fans also brings such sorrow with the untimely death of Bobby Murdoch. The champions of Scotland against the champions of England. 10 years at Celtic. And the crowd were making their way towards the ground for the past hour to pay tribute to this most loyal servant. 35 years old, a Celtic fan. This is a gap now for Celtic. Moravcik waits. It's over Moravcik's head. Oh, great header by Larson. Out by the frame of the goal. 51 goals this season for Larson. Alec Ferguson put odds of 4-1 on Larson failing to score against his team. He almost managed it there. Giggs. Oh, and here's a bit of space for David Beckham. Sylvestre, 1-0. And it's Michael Sylvestre who scores the game's opening goal. Here's Djordjic. He's tried to chip the keeper. He's done just that and settled the game. Sheringham helping out in defence. Away by May. And there's a final whistle on a night when the Celtic fans came to say goodbye to Bobby Murdoch. Thank you to Tommy Boyd.
It's what a great night for Tom Boyd and his family and all his friends and supporters.
Yeah, marvellous. It's wonderful for a player who's given loyalty to a club for 10 years and it has to be recognised, and we're glad to be part of that tonight.
How impressed have you been by the work and the turnaround Martin O'Neill's made here at Celtic?
It's been phenomenal. I thought he would do really well. I had a great confidence in the lad, and he's progressed so much since he started at Wickham, and his bias was sound. He concentrates really very hard and makes sure he's got good teamwork, good team spirit, and he's got a strong personality, which is important at a big club like Celtic. And then I think that he did what I expected him to do.
The two sides have never played competitively, but next year could be different in the Champions League.
Yeah. Well, tonight I ended my worst record in football tonight. It's the first time I've beaten Celtic in a testimonial.
After the Man U match, all thoughts were directed to Hampden. Mine, yours, and the entire Celtic squad. The questions centred around who would make it back from injury, who would be unfortunate to miss out, and of course, the most frequently asked question of the season, how many would Larson score? When the Celtic fans coined "Oh, Hampden and the Sun" as their own in 1957, they created an anthem that has set the scene for countless cup finals. But since 1969, never one quite as special as this. So, as if you need reminding, let's revisit the scene and remind ourselves of just how we got to this spectacular finale.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club.
Martin O'Neill arrived and bang, we beat Rangers 6-2. We went top of the league in September and stayed there. We thrashed Rangers again to win a place in the CIS Cup final against Kilmarnock, which we won to give us the first of 3 trophies. Then we proved how great this Celtic team is by steamrolling all before us. After a season like this, we knew that the cup final against Hibs on the 26th of May could mean only one thing: the treble. Sorry, 2 things. The treble and the chance for, what's his name, to bag another couple of goals?
Well, the feeling around the place is, everyone's anticipating, the cup final. I think we're just going to go in there and not think about the treble, just take it as, trying to win the cup, really.
I would be happy if Celtic win at next 32 years Old Trafford.
The sun is shining bright.
I look at us player for player, and I look at sides around Europe, and on the day we can beat anybody. I think the club in many ways has been born again this year. I think you go out and about around Glasgow, you see your pals from the school days and everything, the guys that are all, Celtic fanatics, and it's just great to see the upbeat, manner that they've all acquired over the last few months. That certainly comes with the team playing well, winning games, and most importantly winning trophies. So I think for everybody it just means the exact same thing, and that is that the club can go forward now, hopefully into the Champions League, and take the club to another level.
And I know that is a really long time for Celtic to not win the treble, and that's gone for a good time. Also now Celtic need to play in the Champions League, and it's a really good time for all supporters to see how Celtic gonna win the treble and to play in the Champions League.
This is a club that meant a lot to me even as a boy, and the fact that the manager had moved up here just compounded the feeling that I wanted to come home, and I've never regretted the decision since the minute I've been here.
The way the season's went, it's a magnificent achievement for the lads up to now, even without the Scottish Cup. But I think the way the season has went on, and everybody's talking about it, I think they'd be sort of disappointed if they didn't win it for them now,
Does it have to be the 6-2? I thought, when we beat them, after the game certainly we had a belief that we could go on then, and we weren't scared of anybody. So it was that was good confidence-wise. There's managers that will come in and look at players and think, no, they're not my cup of tea, and they'll switch off for them. I think Martin's the type that will come in and look at them and see them, discarded in many instances. And I think he sees it as a challenge to try and get them to go in and play above themselves.
Celtic are a far bigger team than Manchester United will ever be. Hail, hail, the Celts are here. We're going to do the treble. That I really do.
Most bookmakers have Celtic at roughly 2-1 on to win the trophy this season, which started on the 30th of July at Tannadice with a 2-1 win in the SPL, and Celtic have barely looked back since. The odd hiccup along the way, but nothing serious, as they've put the CIS Cup in their trophy cabinet, followed by the League Championship, and they reckon this afternoon that they can add the third leg of the treble, the Tennant Scottish Cup, and that would clinch Celtic's first treble, domestic treble, since 1969, the days of the late great Jock Stein. The big reception from the Celtic and the Hibs fans, green and white all around Hampden. Chris Sutton's header. Francois's left foot volley. Number to Agat. And that's tenacious play from Larsson, giving Agat no time on the ball. Here he is again, though. Twisting away from Larsson this time. Back goes Jack. Gets his pass away. Chance for McNamara. Jackie McNamara gives Celtic the lead with his third goal of the cup campaign. Moravcic's replacement after 15 minutes, and it's he who fires Celtic in front.
It was, and again, absolutely superb strength. I thought McNamara had lost the chance to put that ball in the back of the net. His first touch wasn't the best, as you see this pass being played through to him. Actually ran beyond him, but he managed to get that left foot onto it and just drift it into the back post.
Terrific support from midfield from Jackie McNamara. Martin O'Neill elated. Lainen's header, Libra's after it. Swartman Valharan again. Thompson, a driven pass towards Sutton. Sets up McNamara. Larsson! Brilliant! Henrik Larsson's 52nd goal of the season. Celtic on their way to the treble.
And quality written all over this strike from Celtic. Once again, McNamara, timing of the run, absolutely superb. But just look at that finish from Henrik Larsson. He hasn't had one of his better games, but my, when he gets a chance, he certainly knows where he's putting it. Curled it right into the top corner, giving Colgan absolutely no chance whatsoever.
Larsson's layoff. Thompson. Chris Sutton. Henrik Larsson. He's away from Gary Smith. He's pulled down. It's a penalty kick. Larsson peeled away from Gary Smith. He got that half yard on him, and there always looked to be problems for him.
Yeah, it was. It looked as though Gary Smith perhaps got a little bit in the ball there, but making the challenge always difficult to decide whether to challenge in that situation.
A fistful of his shirt. In any case, yellow card for Gary Smith and a chance for Celtic to make it 3. Larsson. 2 for Larsson, 3 for Celtic. 10 minutes left, and the treble is theirs. 53rd goal of this remarkable season for Henrik Larsson.
He certainly struck it well, didn't he? He just picked his spot and side-footed it beyond Colgan.
Celtic seconds away from a glorious achievement. McNamara has a free kick. The season is over. The treble is won. Martin O'Neill's memorable achievements welcome another edition. The Tennant Scottish Cup is theirs. Jackie McNamara scored in the first half. That man, Henrik Larsson, scored twice after the interval. And Celtic have the Scottish Cup to add to the Championship and the CIS Cup final as well.
Martin, congratulations. Can you believe it's happened? What a season you've had.
It's been absolutely enormous, and to finish it off today in front of our supporters and a packed Hampden, it's just been immense.
You stick into this game, you could do it quite well, you know.
It's been a great season, and I know you'll talk early July and say we start again, but it doesn't matter. Today it's been about the players and the supporters. I'm so pleased for both sets. Whatever you do, the supporters have been fantastic, but the players have got to do it, and they've done it again. You know, they had to razz themselves again, which I didn't think was going to be a problem, but just in case they got a little bit tired, there was no sign of it.
The second goal turned it for you, didn't that kill the game?
Personally, I was pleased with the first goal, and McNamara took it brilliantly, really pleased with that. A good pass from Didier, but he still had to put it in the net. Second goal just after half-time settles everything.
Henrik, what a smile, that's it. Of all the days you've had this season, that's the happiest I've ever seen you look.
Yeah, now I mean, we won the league early in the CIS Cup, and then everybody's been on about the treble, and now we've done it, I can talk about it, it's no problem. It's a great feeling. This was the one I haven't won yet in Scotland, but we managed to win it today, so I'm very, very pleased.
The second goal killed off him, surely, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they had a little bit of pressure, but got the second one, and then gives us a little bit more breathing room. They have to come forward, we drop back a little bit and just try to pick them off. And yeah, we got the chance and got the penalty, and then it was finished.
For Celtic, it's success after success after success. The CIS Cup, then the title, and now the Tennant Scottish Cup is theirs. Team captain Paul Lambert and club captain Tom Boyd take delivery of the old trophy. Robert Douglas, he'll be able to tell his grandchildren he kept a clean sheet in his first Scottish Cup final. And the glory days go on and on for Martin O'Neill. Jackie McNamara, whose goal broke the deadlock towards the end of the first half. Alan Thompson, who's such an inspired signing. Same can be said of Chris Sutton. A bad season, a disappointing season with Chelsea, but nothing disappointing about this campaign for him. The impressive Johan Mjalby. Celtic will keep him for a few years more. Ramon Vega's future immediately is uncertain. He as well has done a good job. And Alan Stubbs, how wonderful it is to see him back in the first team squad, having gone through so many problems. And Henrik Larsson, the man of the season, 53 goals, 3 winners' medals, and maybe yet to come the Golden Boot as Europe's top scorer. Didier Agat, well, cut price doesn't quite cover it, and Lubo Badavcik gets his hands on the cup as well, having lasted less than 15 minutes of the cup final, but he's more than played his part in Celtic's achievements this season. And it's going to be one whale of a night for Celtic players and management and supporters all over the world.
Fantastic season we've had, and the day just rounded it off really.
It means so much, like, and from a background I know what it means to so many people at home.
Oh, unbelievable. I think for the players, everybody connected to the club and especially supporters, absolutely amazing. So long may it continue.
Oh, brilliant. I think look back on it in years and show the grandkids the medals and tell them I was involved in a special season.
I think it's one of those things that doesn't really settle in until you go away on holiday and you reflect on the season. You get mixed up in the emotion. It's been a great day, it's been a great season, but when you look back, that's when you realise, what an impact we've really had here.
Yeah, it's fantastic, great feeling. Not just to become on as sub for Lugo, but it was a good feeling to get to score the first goal.
To be involved and to be on the bench, was beyond my wildest dreams. I've always said all along, for me to get in the squad for the cup final was an achievement. But to be on the bench, was even extra special.
The management team and the boys have made me feel part of it, and I'm delighted for the boys and the management team to have achieved such a historical thing.
It's only been done 3 times. The last one was 30 odd years ago. In the history books now, and we might be on the walls now. You never know. Faces will be all over Celtic.
What a season. The treble. We've won the treble in a spectacular year that has made us prouder than ever to be Celtic fans. The team's written themselves right into the history books. And just think, we're going to get the chance to try and do it all again next year. Yep, more fantastic action. The defence of our title, the Champions League, and our domestic cups to hold on to again next season. I can't wait, and I bet you can't either. But in the meantime, let's enjoy this treble for all it's worth. So, jump up and rewind the tape, and while you're up there, make mine a treble, pal.